Hello YouTube, this is ThePokeist here, and with the new release of Fairy type, I decided to do my own top 18 favorite types in Pokemon. This includes the TCG and everything else, and just remember that this is my opinion, this is not yours. If you have an opinion, feel free to share it in the comment section below, but otherwise let's get into it. So starting us off at number 18 is the normal type, normal or colorless for the TCG guys, and there's really nothing special about normal. When it comes to stat-wise overall to all the types, they're only 3rd in HP, they are 9th in speed, and they are 10 in attack. Everything else is like very last, like 17, 16, 15. It just really sucks. Like normal is not a good type. It's just that one type that they threw out there that doesn't really have any significance. It's one that's it's very generic. I think that's the right word, but like there's nothing I really like. I literally can only say that I only like five normal Pokemon. That's it. I only like 5, and that's it. And that is Apom, who's one of my favorites. Eevee, who's a boss because it can evolve into, I think it's now 8 different Pokemon, or 9 because of Sylveon. I'm not sure, but a lot of Pokemon. And then the whole Togepi evolution. So Togepi, Togetic, and Togekiss. Those are the only ones I like. And when it comes to my dislikes for normal, there are a few dislikes that I just have a hatred against. One, Rattata. No, I've always had hatreds towards Rattata. It's just something that you grow to hate. I played Fire Red as my very first game, and I just hated him so much. He didn't have any purpose on my team at all. But yeah, so Rattata, and then there's Dunsparce, and Dunsparce is just, no. Dunsparce is just wrong. Everything's wrong. He needs like another 2 evolutions. He needs another 5 evolutions to become good. He's got a great moveset and a great move pool, but he's just a crappy Pokemon. And the last dislike I really hate for normal is Deerling. And most of you are like, oh, well, he's only grass, but no, he is grass and normal. I know it's really weird. Now with 6th gen, it's really weird that they're coming out with all these normal and like regular or different types, like Helioptile and Litleo, who is normal fire and then normal electric, and it's weird. But I actually really like Litleo, but I'm not gonna put him in here because I don't want to put him on here because I don't know anything about him yet. But but yeah, that's my opinion on normal type. So let's move into number 17. Coming in at number 17 is Poison. Poison. I do not like Poison. Their stats are terrible overall compared to the other types. Look at this. They are 10 in speed. That's their best. They're 12th in special attack and 13th in special defense. That is just terrible. There's nothing good about them. They're just terrible, terrible, terrible. And yeah, the only good thing I can say about Poison is Crobat and Bulbasaur. That's it. Those are the only guys I like. Crobat is one of my favorites, and Bulbasaur is one of my favorite like first evolution starters. When he goes in Ivysaur and then Venusaur, I don't like him as much, but I do like Bulbasaur the most. And I had a shiny Venusaur in my Platinum game. But I can't remember how I got it. Probably GTS. But yeah. But that's my opinion on Poison. So let's move into number 16. Coming in at number 16 is Ground, and I can't really say anything bad about Ground except I just don't like it. For some reason, I just never liked Ground. It's just something that's about me. Like, look at the stats here. They're number 4 in defense, number 3 in HP, number 3 in attack. That's incredible. That's a great set of guys. And honestly, I just don't like Ground for some reason. There's something about, I don't know, there's just something about Ground that's just so plain and so annoying to me. I don't know. I guess maybe because I like using electric a lot, and I like using electric and fire, and they're a good like counter to electric and fire. So I guess that's maybe why. But for example, one of the only reasons I like Ground is Wooper. I don't know why. I've always from the Pokemon Heroes movie with Latios and Latias, there was a river of Wooper and Quagsire, and for some reason I always loved Wooper from them. I don't know why. I've just always liked Wooper. He's always been that fun little joy guy. And guys, reasons I hate Ground is mainly for Crocodile. I don't know why I dislike him. Honestly, I don't know why I dislike any of these guys. Crocodile, Palpitoad. See, with Palpitoad, Timepole and Seismitoad, they're okay. Seismitoad's less okay than Timepole, but I like Timepole. But he evolved into this crappy guy, and then he evolved into an okay guy. But I didn't like him that much. And then Excadrill. And the only reason I don't like Excadrill is because of my friend. We would always battle. We'd always do online battles against each other in Black and White 2, and he would always use Excadrill, and it pissed me off so much. And he was a great counter to all my guys, and that's honestly the only reason why I don't like him. But yeah, so that's my opinion on ground. Let's move into number 15. Coming in at number 15 is, wait for the suspense, grass. I've always not liked grass at all. I don't think I've ever picked a grass starter as my first starter, ever. And look at its stats, like 8 in special attack, 9 in special defense, and 11 in defense. That's not too great. And for grass, you'd think they'd probably be like fast or you'd think they'd be more fast, but they're only like 13th for speed, which is not too great. And the only Pokemon I do like in grass, again, I'm using two basic starters, and that is Trico and Bulbasaur. Something about those two that I just love. I used to have like a little stuffed Pokemon, a little stuffed animal of Trico, and I used to always love him. He was always my favorite. But yeah, you'll learn about some of my other ones later in the video. But yeah, him and then Shaman. Shaman's always been one of my favorites. Him in Skyform is incredible. I love the design of it. It looks phenomenal. He's like the only grass that I would love, like absolutely love to have on my team. He's literally the only one. And some of the grass I do not like are, again, they're third set, or not third set, third stage starters, and that is Meganium and Superior. There's something about the two of them that I just don't like, and the last one that I don't like is Maractus, and the reason is, who the hell is Maractus? Honestly, no one knows who Maractus is. Like, no one knows his attacks. Like, name 5 attacks that Maractus can use. No one knows that because no one ever uses Maractus. No one's ever heard of him. He's barely used in the trading card game. I haven't even seen a card of him before. I don't even think there is a card. I don't even know, but I play the game. I play the card game a lot. I've never seen a card of him, and I've never seen him in an actual like game. I've only seen him on like I don't know. I've barely ever seen him. Let's say I've seen him 5 times in actual games, besides like pictures and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's my opinion. Coming in at number 14 is Rock, and I don't really like the type in general, but I do like the Pokemon that Rock has, and I do like that their stats are kind of nice. Like they're okay. They're number 2 in defense and 4 in attack, and that's really the only thing they're good at. Everything else is 11 and above, but if you just want a regular defense and attack, Pokemon Rock is your type. And some of the Pokemon in Rock that I do like the most are Kabutops. I've always just liked him. He's been a nice design ever since Gen 1 in Kanto. Cranidos, I don't know why I've loved him. I used to always have like 40 of them in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. I don't know why. Aggron, who's one of the coolest guys ever, and Nosepass, who I just like him for no reason. I don't know why. I just like him. He's just something that I've some Pokemon that I just always like, and for some reason I just like him. And then last but not least, Terrakion, and he's the only one of the 3 of that trio that I do like. And when I was opening my first packs of Pokemon cards, which I might release to YouTube because I filmed it, but I might not release it. I got a whole bunch of like blister packs and a whole bunch of like promo stuff, but I got a full art Terrakion, a holo Terrakion, and a reverse holo Terrakion, and all my stuff, and that was basically all it. And I was like, oh wow, this guy is apparently going to be one of my favorites, and he was the first. Was he my first? No, I think he was actually my last one I caught in the games. But yeah, I used him in my games, and he's really nice. But yeah, the only downside to Grok is Probopass. Like, Nosepass was a home run. I really like Nosepass, but Probopass is just weird. Like, why? I know Nosepass is weird. Like, if you look at it for long enough, it's just weird. But Probopass is just too far. It's just really weird. Like, you made a mustache out of magnet shavings or something like that. But that's just weird. Just don't go with Probopass. That was an evolution that was not needed. But yeah, so let's head into number 13. Coming in at number 13 is Psychic, and Psychic has always been one of those things that, in some gens I like them, some gens I don't, some gens I do, some gens I don't, and number 5 I hated Psychic. But they do have nice like stats. They're number 2 in special attack and special defense, and number 5 in speed, and that's pretty nice. And the Pokemon that I really think bring up the Psychic is Xatu, and I've always liked Xatu, again, just like Nosepass, and a lot more people actually do like Xatu. I don't know why. I think it's maybe because it's the only Pokemon with an X in the name. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's the only. Well, not now that Xerneas is here, but before Xerneas, it was only Xatu, and another guy I like is Metagross, and he has one of the best shiny sprites ever. And if you've not seen the shiny sprite, you have to go look it up. It is incredible. The blue on him, the teal kind of blue, turns into a silver, a nice metallic silver, and the silver on him currently turns into a nice gold, and it looks really nice. And the two legendary, the duo that I like that are psychic are Latios and Latias. And just like I said earlier with Wooper, for some reason I just like them from the movie. They're just, for no reason, I just really like them because I saw the movie, I watched it like 100 times as a kid, and I really liked it. And moving into the bad things about psychic, the bad Pokemon, the trio. I hate these guys so much. Azelf, Mesprit, and Uxie. I just don't like them at all. They're not a good trio. They don't work well. They don't look good. They're just not good. I just don't like them at all. Uxie is the only one I think is okay, but I wouldn't use them at all. And moving into the more bad guys that I don't like are Rionculus. Okay, first of all, I just want to say this. 5th gen Psychic is the worst ever. You've got Rionculus here, which is like WTF, what the heck is this thing? Then you got Bohemium, or however you say, who's an alien, and Gothitelle, who's your goth person with waffles on their head. Like, what the heck? It's, you go from like this weird jello substance, like you put Ditto and Muck and like a little baby Pichu in that one thing to make that, and then you make an alien, and then you make goth chick. It's just weird. It's just, they're just weird. And the legendary that I don't like that is psychic is Milota. And I just don't like him for some reason. Psychic fighting, it's just not my thing. I don't like her. I really don't like her at all, actually. I think she's one of those pointless legendaries that has no purpose at all, really. I haven't seen a card of her ever, and they're not good. And yeah, so let's get into number 12. Coming in at number 12 is Ice, and I love that Ice baby, and that was weird. I do really like Ice, actually. There are one of my favorite types. It's only down here just because there's a lack of Ice, but they're number 2 in HP, number 4 in special attack, number 5 in special defense overall, and for the most part, I love a core group of guys. There's actually 3, and I love them. They're a big, important part of my Pokemon, and that is Snorunt. Snorunt used to be one of my favorites. I don't know why. I just loved him so much. I had a shiny one of him, and it was amazing. I evolved him into a Glalie, I think it's how you say Glalie, and he was really cool. He was one of my favorites. And then I had Lapras, and Lapras was one of the best. I was surfing around on him on Fire Red, no matter what Pokemon it was. There was always Lapras. And then Glaceon. Glaceon's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite evolutions. He's just second right behind Umbreon. And yeah, so those guys are the good ones, the good Ice, and then you obviously know the bad ones. They're going to be Jinx and Smoochum. They're just the weird ones. They're really awkward. They're really weird, but yeah, they're not too good of an Ice for me. I don't like them. I don't think most people do. A lot of people do not like them at all, really. But yeah, so let's move into number 11. Coming in at number 11 is Bug, and I've always had a special appreciation for Bug. There's something about Bug that I just like, and stat-wise, they are 9th in defense, which is kind of weird to think that they're defensive. And then they're 14th in attack, speed, and special defense, and that's just a weird thing about them, and it's just, yeah, weird about them, but besides everything other than these 5, Bug sucks. And it's only these 5 that bring up Bug because these are like the top of the top. They're really good bugs, and I really like them a lot. So starting at number 1 is Ariados, and for some reason I've always liked Ariados. Not Spinnerack at all, but Ariados. I don't know why, I just always liked Ariados. Moving into another spider, we have Galvantula, and he's amazing. He's incredible. An electric bug that's just awesome. And then the classic Heracross and classic Butterfree. They're both very popular Pokemon. They're both very popular bug. And then obviously the new 5th gen Genesect. And he's obviously a boss. But yeah, besides these 5, everything else really sucks. I don't think anything else deserves mentioning, or in my mind at least. So let's move right into the top 10. Heading into the top 10, and starting at number 10 is fighting. And I've always liked fighting. It's a great type. It's second in attack, fourth in HP, and sixth in speed. So overall, it's very nice, and it is very good against my opponent, my best friend, who always uses like really annoying Pokemon. Fighting always brings it out. And one of those guys that helps defeat him is Hitmontop, and he is one of my favorite. Him and Infernape. I actually took my Infernape from my original Diamond game, and I transferred him all the way over to Black 2 over various trades and DSs, and it was a lot of crazy stuff. But Infernape is also one of my favorite starters. He's just second behind Charizard. I know. I have to go take the train. Charizard is one of my favorites. It's very close though. Infernape is very good. Yeah, another great fighting guy is Heracross, who I had previously talked about, who's very good. He's a very good bug fighting. He's a nice combo there. And then Terrakion, who's the rock fighting. So those guys really bring up fighting, and they're a great set. And getting into the guys that I do not like, going back to Milota, or Milota, I guess. I don't know how to say it correctly, but I hate her. She just sucks. I don't like her at all. And this might come as a shock, but Verizon and Cobalion, I don't like either of them. For some reason, I just think both of them are just not nice. Their designs are cool, but I don't like them. They don't like. I think Cobalion should be water, and Verizon should be flying. I don't know why. I feel like that should happen. I know he looks like grass, but I think he should be flying. I don't know why. But yes, that's my opinion on fighting. Let's go into number 9. Coming in at number 9 is Steel, and the reason I like Steel so much is because they're tanks. Steel is just like a huge tank type, as it should be because it is Steel, and obviously they are number 1. They're going to be number 1 in defense and special defense, and number 6 in attack, which is pretty nice. So as long as you can take those as long as you can take those hits from the defense, you can do some pretty heavy damage. And some of my favorites are all dual types, and they're really nice. They're really good, and they are Aggron, Metagross, and Magnezone, and those are they're possibly some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. They're just big tanks, and they're amazing, and I just love them so much. Yeah, I just love them. And some of the guys I don't like so much are Bronzor, because his thing is just plain. I don't like Bronzor or Bronzong. They're I don't like their designs. They're plain. I just don't like them. That's all I can say. And then who I talked about earlier, Probopass, and then who I had also talked about earlier was Excadrill, and both of them I talked about previously, and both of them I do not like. So we'll move into number 8. Coming in at number 8 out of all the types is Ghost, and I prefer Ghost a lot. The Pokemon in it are very nice, and it also has one of the best overall average like stat-wise, I think. Number 5 in special defense, number 6 in special attack, and number 7 in defense, and everything is pretty even out for Ghost, and I think it's fairly nice. And an added bonus with Ghost is it comes with my favorite Pokemon, my regular, and then my favorite legendary. And Sableye is my favorite overall and non-legendary, and then my favorite legendary is Giratina. And I have him here in normal form. I like normal a bit more than Sky form, but yeah. So those are like the good guys, the good added bonuses of Ghost, and I just like it overall. But the only 2 Pokemon that I think I really don't like about Ghost are Yamask and Mischievous. For some reason, I find these 2 just awkward and weird, and I don't find them right. I don't know why, but I don't like either of them. So yeah, so that's it for Ghost, and moving on to number 7. Coming in at number 7 is Water, and I might sound a little different because it just changed the location, but let's keep it going. So yeah, number 7 is Water, and Water's been pretty nice to me. I do like a lot of the Water. They are some of my favorites. They're number 5 in defense, 6 in HP, and 9 in special attack, so that's pretty nice. And when it comes to Pokemon, my favorites are, as I talked about earlier, Wooper and Lapras. Those are guys that I talked about earlier. And I also really like Octillery. I don't know why. I like him. I like him and Caracos Pasta a lot. And I also really love Politoed. He was a popular favorite between me and my sister when my sister used to have cards just for fun of it, and she never played the games. But he was always like the cutest, and as kids, that's always what you go by. And then my last favorite is Chin Chow, and he was actually the very first card I ever got. I got it from, it was a base set, or sorry, not a base set. It was I think it was a Neo Destinies first edition Chin Chow. And I might put the card on screen. I probably will. You'll probably see it right now. But yeah, so that was the first card I ever got, and actually gave it back to the guy who gave it to me. And yeah, so Water's had a lot of great Pokemon to me. I really like them for some reason, and they're just always been one of my favorites. But when it comes to downsides, Water tends to have a lot of pointless fish. There's a lot of fish. There's a lot of just fish and sea creatures, and they're really annoying. But the ones I despise the most are Fione, who is Manaphy's little baby evolution, and I think he's pointless. Honestly, he's a stupid legendary, if he even is a legendary. It's just completely pointless. He's just so pointless. And Alamala Lala, however you say that, he's pointless because he needs to be Love Disc's evolution. If he was an evolution to Love Disc, he'd be okay, but because he's just not, he's kind of stupid. But yeah, so that's it for Water. Moving into number 6. Coming in at number 6 is the Flying type. And the Flying type actually has a whole bunch of my favorites. And yeah, I'll go into that once after we go into all the stats here. But obviously Flying is going to be first in speed. It's going to be 7th in special attack and 7th in HP. So HP is actually kind of surprising to me. But now we're going to go into all of the my favorites. And there's a lot of them, so bear with me. I'm just going to name them off right away and tell you anything special about a few of them. Crobat, Togekiss, Butterfree, Xatu, Shaman, Charizard, Starly, and Scyther. Those are my favorite flying. They're a nice group of guys. Starly, he's my favorite bird out of all the gens by far. I love him so much. Him and Crobat and Charizard are like my top 3 for sure. And then Shaman and Scyther come in a close second, and then Togekiss and Butterfree are there in third. And overall, are a whole bunch of great flying guys. I do prefer Starly over Staraptor and Staravia. I don't know why, but yeah. And then going into the bad flying, it seems like Generation 5 screwed it up with Woobat and Unpheasant. Unpheasant, yeah. Only the Unpheasant female version, though. The male version is pretty good. I like his design. I love his artwork. But the female one is just, no. I don't like the female one at all. So, yeah, Woobat and Unpheasant. But, yeah, that's it for flying. We're going to be moving into the top 5 now. It's super exciting. Let's do this. Now we're into the top 5, and right on our top 5 list, we're going to start off with Dark. And Dark, I believe, has the home for some of the best looking Pokemon ever. Their stats are not too bad. They're 3rd in attack, 4th in speed, and then they're tied 10 HP and 10 in special attack. And honestly, they look the best. Some of these Dark guys look incredible. For example, we got Umbreon here, who just looks incredible. Sableye, I love his design as well. He's my favorite. Sableye is actually my favorite. Umbreon is my second favorite. And then we got Hydreigon here, who looks really nice. And then Absol, who has always been one of my favorites. And Houndoom, who's also one of my favorites. And if I do make a top like 10 favorites, probably all 5 of them, maybe except for Absol, will be on here. But for sure, Sableye, Umbreon, and Houndoom. But yeah, and of course, everything has to have their fair share of poor Pokemon, and the dark poor ones that I think are bad are Stunky and Crocodile. I talked about Crocodile earlier, and I just don't like Stunky at all. It's not a nice typing poison dark. It's just I don't like skunks or just. It's just no, it's not something that I think that I like. I guess I'm against crocodiles and skunks, and I'm all for dogs. It's apparently what the theme is, because Absol, Houndoom, and Umbreon are all dogs, and then Stunky and Crocodile are other animals. But yeah, so let's head into the final 4. Coming in at number 4 is Dragon. And yes, Dragon is the insanely overpowered type. It is number 1 in attack, HP, and special attack, and then it's number 3 in special defense, defense, and speed. That's incredible. That is just insane. And obviously, I'm going to choose a whole bunch of the pseudo legendaries as my favorites, such as Garchomp, Salamence, Hydreigon, Dragonite, Flagon, and Garatina. And basically, 5 of those are pseudo legendaries. And Yeah, I just really love the designs of the dragons. They're incredible. They're insanely overpowered, and they're just fun to use. And yeah, so with that in mind, let's hop into number three. So if you guessed this from the beginning, you are an insane guesser, I guess. But coming in at number three is Fairy, and I know there's not much to know about Fairy yet, because we don't know. No one knows anything about the Fairy yet. There's not a whole lot of details. But what I am going to go through is. I don't know how to explain it, but I have high hopes for Fairy. I really have high hopes for Fairy. I really hope it becomes a TCG element. I really do. But yeah, the confirmed Pokemon that we do know that are new, that are Fairy, are Flabebe and Sylveon. And the ones that we have confirmed that are from old, that are being transferred into Fairy, are Gardevoir, Jigglypuff, and Meryl. And so after that, I kind of want to go through some guys that I think should become fairy. So these are Pokemon that I think should become fairy, and it's honestly my opinion, and I think these guys should. I think it'd add a great element to the game. So I think Manaphy should become a fairy. I think that'd be a cool legendary, and the other legendary I think should become a fairy is Mew. I think that'd be really cool for Mew. But then I also think Blossom, Delcatty, Milotic, Love Disc, and Gorbis should all become fairy. So that's my opinion on Fairy. I honestly have really high hopes for Fairy. I hope it becomes good. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. I really do. I really do. I really hope it becomes a new type in the Pokemon TCG. But yeah, that's my opinion. So through process of elimination, guess what is 1 and 2? So let's move right into second. Coming in at number 2, and our runner-up for my favorite type is Electric. And yeah, Electric is a nice type. I've always loved it. I've always had favorites. And it's number 2 in speed, 4 in special attack, and 7 in special defense. As I talked about earlier, with all my Electric kind of things, you could see a sneak peek of some of them earlier, but some of my favorite electrics are Luxray, Pikachu, Chinchou, Galvantula, and Magnezone. Those are definitely some of my favorites, and Chinchou obviously because of the card, Pikachu because he's a classic, and Luxray, I love his design so much. Him and Galvantula, their designs are incredible, and I find Magnezone super useful in playthroughs. But yeah, there's also that one odd one, and I wouldn't really say there's one for electric. There's not that bad. Uh, he's there really isn't one that's really bad. Stunfisk is okay. I'm not uber against Stunfisk. I'm not the one who's always hating on him for everything. But yeah, now through process of elimination, you might as well guess what number 1 is. And I'm sure as you all guessed it, and it's obvious, number 1 is fire. My favorite type of all time is fire, and I really do like it, and it is it's a great type. Number 3 in special attack, number 6 in special defense, and 7 in attack. And here are just some of the reasons why fire is amazing. One is that they don't have like any bad Pokemon. Like Pansear, I don't like him as much, but look at these like amazing legendary lineup of incredible fire Pokemon that just look amazing and like just are they play so well in the game and they're just amazing. We got Arcanine, Blaziken, Volcarona, Houndoom, Charizard, Infernape, and the newly lit Leo, which you're not able to play with, but it sounds amazing. I can already tell that this guy's going to be incredible. I can tell that his evolution is going to kick some ass. A fire line, that's going to be incredible. So I cannot wait for that. So that is it for my fire. That's my top 18 types of all time, I guess, because it's not really, there's more yet. But yeah, so here goes to the outro. Thank you for watching my top 18 Pokemon types of all time. I guess it's going to be all time. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. But, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you watched all the way through it and didn't just skip to the end, I thank you even more. But, yeah, this, here comes the kind of more confession part of this video, but this took me 6 hours to edit, and that's actually quite a bit, and if you want to make high-quality videos like this, and you're saying, oh, that shouldn't take that much time, like, literally try to make a video like this, and it's half an hour long, and it is it taken me a while, and this is during finals too, so I'm doing this in the middle of finals. It's actually getting my mind off of schoolwork, which is actually pretty good. But yeah, so this has been my video. If you like it, please like it. If you really like the video, if you like it even more, you can favorite it. But if you really want to see more of this, you have to tell me. If no one says anything, if no one wants anything more, I'm not going to do it. But if you do want more of this, you're going to have to tell me, or else you're not going to see much more. Because, like I said earlier, it does take a while to do. And if you really want me to do it, I will do it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I am ThePokeist. Goodbye.